in my ass.
I just banged your wife?
Name of this garbage show again that I'm on.
Total non-stop impact.
My name's John, capital letter E, period, Bravo, and you're listening to the Total Non-Stop Impact Podcast.
This is the jaw-jacking Tuesday Night Impact, and his mother called him son because he shines like one. Mocha Skin Manimal, Rohit Raju, and you are watching Total Non-Stop Impact.
This is Taya La Güera Loca, and you are listening to Total Non-Stop Impact.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're listening to Total Non-Stop Impact.
We are the Rascalz, and you are listening to Total
Non-Stop
Impact Podcast, baby.
Woo! And what you're really listening to is Total Non-Stop Impact. Don't you dare miss a listen. Oh, yeah.
What's up, Impact Wrestling? Let's make some noise!
Sitting here, you guys got a 15-minute intro of putting yourselves over while I'm sitting here and watching J-Bone and Kalon and you're 50. I never saw a 15-minute intro of three guys putting themselves over.
This is the good stuff.
Welcome back, everybody, to Total Non-Stop Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI Network. This is Trent Log, my co-host, J-Bone, Alicia, and Bill, and this is the Impact Plus Weekly Special Victory Road 2020 edition. Everybody, what's happening? Happy Sunday. Bill is back from not at a show. I'm fucking shocked right now. What's wrong with Bill? Bill, how are you feeling? Let's just jump right into fucking Bill and his schedule. I want to just kick it off with that. And then I'm going to ask the two of you how you're doing. But, Bill, how are you fucking alive? That's what everybody really wants to know. Nobody gives a fuck how my Sunday was. They want to know how you're alive right now. Do tell us.
Right now, I'm operating. I got about 3 hours in this morning. I got back home around 7 a.m. Got about 3 hours, then went to another show today, but more local down in Jersey with violence and suffering. Saw Homicide. He was insulting me. But
wait a minute. Why is he insulting you?
Well, he had a match with Matt Tremont, unscheduled. AR Fox had some travel issues, so he couldn't make it.
Big fucking surprise about that. Let me just say, as someone who had to deal with AR Fox's travel, big fucking surprise that AR Fox had travel issues. Let me just say that right now. Go ahead.
So Matt Tremont, he's on his retirement tour right now, and that's his facility was at H2O Wrestling. So he took the matchup, and as he was, I think it was he had him in a headlock, and I wasn't the only one kind of getting the clap going, but I was the only one on my side of the ring. So he made sure to point me out, and he told me to get a haircut. I'm like, that's Trent's gimmick. although I will be getting a haircut this week. I couldn't squeeze one in last week because I started my wrestling expedition Tuesday morning, and the barbers closed on Monday, so I had to start on Tuesday early. So kind of just for everyone that doesn't know what the schedule was, it was heading out Tuesday, Ohio Valley Wrestling, Tuesday night, out in down in Louisville. Then it was Wednesday was an off day, so worked, and then went to Churchill Downs, did some good local cuisine. Then Thursday was with Trent. You might want to go in Trent News later.
We got a photo together, Bill. We got a picture from Phantom. I think took a picture of all of us. I don't know where the hell it is.
Yes, and I think he was around. He might be around in the chat.
The
Wrestling Phantom.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see him. So had a good show there. Actually wearing some of my merch featuring the Around the Ring segment of Ace Austin. It was found, part 2.
Nice.
And then went from there because I was staying a little in between, but closer to Crown Point. And that's where then I did a double header. Well, actually, no, hold the phone, stop. Friday, I was staying in Merrillville, Indiana. And I went from there. There he is. And actually, I might have a date. I might be my next trip. I might be able to get to Ohio Valley in again, I think. But so I checked into the hotel. Then I headed to, on Friday, Rockstar Pro in Dayton. Saw our buddy Zachary, Wentz, and Ace Austin again. And I let everybody know the infamous Mr. Explosion for a Sunday, Nate Bach, was on the card.
Nate fucking Bach. And you got to talk to him? You got to meet him?
I did talk to Nate Bach. It's a totally different gimmick. His gimmick on Impact was totally different.
What is
He's
it?
in a tag team called the Game Changers. And at first I'm like, is that like a Vanilla Ice gimmick? And then Johnny Bravo informed me it's more Eazy-E.
Get out of here.
He wears like a football jersey. He has a gold chain. It's not the Nate Bach you think you know from Explosion.
Son of a bitch.
Oh.
Did you talk to him?
Wait, like Eazy-E
I
the
did.
rapper?
Yeah. He's got like a rapper gimmick.
What?
Wow.
I'd never expect that at all. Never expect that at all. Nice.
So yeah, that was cool. And then I followed it up on Sunday. So then went back to the hotel in Indiana. So it was a long night. I was doing a little Bluetooth podcast listening of a little Smash This podcast on my way back, where there was a Wild Trent, I believe, jumped in at some point for the predictions. Oh, actually, you're muted there.
Sorry, I did jump in. I infiltrated Jay's podcast.
Yes, so I saw
last
that.
minute.
And then the next morning, because I wasn't too far, because I'd rather do the night drive as opposed to the morning drive, I did the double header at Black Label Pro, which featured a large number. I'd say 8-9 Impact talents, including EC3. And I did get some merch from EC3. Got a new picture. It will go on the Instagram, but I haven't had much time to post those last couple days pictures. So you'll be seeing that probably tomorrow.
That
Get some more rest.
Yeah, right. That poster that they were selling, that they were posting on online, that drawing with the logo in the corner.
Yeah,
that looked sick. I was real close to getting that. I almost ordered that.
I'll make sure. Get the.
Oh, we got some merch. Look at that.
The mask.
Oh, there you go.
Mask. That's a cool mask, actually.
That's cool.
That's cool.
The mask.
Nice. Very cool, man. So then back home today? Is that what it was?
Yeah, back home today. Like I said, I got a couple hours and then another show, but it was a show in Jersey, so it was local.
Unreal, man. I don't know how you do it, dude. I don't know, but you're definitely a warrior. I really think they should be paying you like we were saying. You need to get paid.
Yeah.
ST Smash's podcast newest gimmick is What's in Trent's Fridge. If you missed that, definitely go watch Jay's podcast. But Alicia, how was your weekend?
Pretty good, uneventful, other than playing some Dungeons and Dragons earlier.
Nice. Any more Halloweening? Did you stop in a spirit store?
I already did that like last month. Got my Halloween costume, everything. So I'm set.
Nice.
It's all about the decorating now.
True. What do we got? We got like 27 days till Halloween. Jay, are you just going as yourself?
I don't even know if this area is handing out candy. I mean, this area is pretty bad as far as the COVID stuff going on. I mean, we may get like, one zombie kid through here. I usually just sit halfway down my driveway with a little table and the big pumpkin full of candy and tell the kids, all right, pick out a few pieces,
You're that guy? What is this? What do we got? Man, look at you and this iced tea, Bill. Have you chugged this iced tea
Well, this is
Jay?
what I picked up somewhere. I think in Ohio.
Oh, that's the one he told you to get, right? In the chat?
Well, I don't know. This was all the place had. It was like 2:30 in the morning when I stopped to get gas.
Yeah.
So this was the iced tea selection du jour. So
nice.
Here's to you.
Nice.
Amazing.
There we go. Good job, Bill. Jay, what'd you get into this weekend?
Watched. I actually did a Twitch exclusive of the review of Victory Road, which you can go watch the replay right now. I did a really nice as far as like growth to the Twitch channel.
Nice.
I am 3. I'm cheap plugging this because I'm trying to get it done, folks. I am 3 away from getting affiliated. For crying out loud, please go to Smash This Podcast and just click the follow. If I can get affiliated this weekend, it'll make my day.
Help Jay out, guys.
Help Jay out, guys.
3. That's all I need is 3.
3. Go sub to him right now. Just go follow him real quick. Can you please?
There's more than 3 people here. Get over there.
The response was great last night, though, and Mark was with me. We reviewed it, and Mark was great as usual. We had a blast. We had a nice little turnout. So.
Nice, man. So yeah, because Jay did an in-depth one, we're not going to do like a total big analysis because it was on Impact Plus. We figured we'd kind of go through it, just mention the matches. It was a fucking awesome show, so I definitely wanted to touch on it. Real quick, Jay, I know you wanted to skip any explosion talk, but I figured we'll just 3-minute express just mention it real quick. Because he's like, we're talking about Victory Road. Can we just skip explosion? I'm like, God damn you, Jay. We're not skipping explosion.
I mean, we could mention it.
I didn't even have time to watch it. That's the only reason why I said it. I was just like, screw it this week, But I know they had the long lost part 2 of the Ace Austin interview.
That's which is crazy. That got found probably finally. But that's cool. Hopefully everybody in the chat had a good weekend too. You guys can talk about your weekends while we're going through explosion here real quick. But let's jump right into it. It was Cody Deaner and Hernandez. That was totally a random ass match. Like that's one of those matches. I'm like, where did that come in? Like, who the fuck was like, let's put these 2 together? Like, I don't know where that match even comes in. But I feel Deaner's kind of getting fucked lately and just getting his ass handed to him a lot lately.
Well, they had to do something to give a little rub to Hernandez. He's only been in those backstage segments. You got to have him in some kind of match.
I know, but I'm like, man, Cody Deaner, especially what happened.
Deaners don't have a storyline right now, sadly.
Dude, you guys, everybody knows Jake outside of this, right? Like, we're all familiar with Jake something.
Yeah.
Not Jake Deaner. Yeah. It's crazy to see, him get his ass handed to him that badly last week by Eric Young.
It didn't feel right. It didn't feel natural.
It didn't at all. I'm like, dude, he got fucking murdered by Eric Young.
He should have just whomped him right on top of the head and been done with it.
I still feel like it should have been where he saved Cody and was like, come on, you want some of us? And the match should have been Jake and Eric then maybe that night. Even if he lost, it's like at least he got the feature out. I'm like, damn, he got murdered. And Bill, we saw him on Thursday. And he fucking It was a surprise at AAW. He just showed up and he fought Karam, who's his student actually, and they had a fucking awesome match, which just kills me that it's I don't want to blame Code the whole Deaner thing, but it's I just think it's time to break Jake out at this point.
Yeah, and I saw him again on Saturday. He was on the matinee on Black Label as well because he's our champion. And he was a lot of heat. He's a heel there. But he went against Calvin Tankman, a local boy from out there who's doing a lot of things right now all over the Indies. And it was like a big Haas fight. And it's kind of refreshing to see Jake in that role. I think he's done a good job with with cousin Jake. Obviously comedic chops. Love comedic chops. But he's you don't mess around. He's a badass on the Indies, and that's something that there is that not big badass guy that really is on the roster. So it does leave some potential for Jake in the future as a solo act.
Yes. So what I'm tying into that is that I think Cody is fine going solo. I don't think you need to have the team anymore. He was fine with Hernandez. I know they don't really have a storyline right now, but you can put him in, I don't want to say, I hate to say filler matches, but you can put him in other stuff and just break Jake out at this point.
Yes.
The match with Hernandez was fine. It was a good solo match for both of them. So it's I don't know, just break him out, put Jake solo.
I see Jake getting a solo belt. Hopefully in the sooner future than the later, but I see it.
I hope so.
I buy it. I think the dude's amazing as Jake something. So
he's a big dude, man.
Let's ramp him up.
Super. Yeah. I mean, I think it's time. Like I said, Cody.
I believe he would have been able to give EY a run for his money.
Exactly.
Like if allowed to be.
It was believable if they broke him out to have a match that night. Like the whole thing was he saved Cody. So I was like, cool. You should get the match now. Like you should challenge Eric. But Hernandez beats Cody just to wrap that up real quick. Hernandez did beat Cody with that.
But he did have an arm wrestling match.
Yes, well, not an arm wrestling match, but he had a different kind of finisher, Hernandez, in this one. Did you guys notice that it wasn't the border toss?
No, it wasn't. And Josh didn't really even know what to call it. He's like, there's a new move from Hernandez.
It was, you know what it was? It was like a Razor's Edge F5. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was it was an inverted. It was a cool looking move.
It was actually pretty cool. So if that's his new finisher, I'm in. That's pretty sweet.
Still evolving, Hernandez.
Yeah, but
I'm here for it.
Yeah, the Hernandez thing's fine.
Good vibes.
And here's that point that you've told us so many times before, Trent. Why wasn't there 2 seconds of communication before the match from Hernandez to Josh and say, psst, new finisher. Here's what it's called. Write it down.
Also, the thing is, it's taped. Why not just I'm sure Josh watches this prior. He saw it, so it's like, hey, what was that move?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if he's not at ringside, yeah, I mean something. Yeah,
just those are little things for me. Just get those details. I don't know. I feel like Explosion's still very secondary, including the commentary as well. So I don't know. Maybe someday, guys. Maybe someday.
It's a work in progress. They've improved here and there.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm hoping after Bound for Glory they were kick it up on Explosion a little more. We'll see. A lot of new TV deals going on. We'll talk about that in the news on Tuesday. Ton of new TV deals and programming deals coming up. So there's a ton of shit to talk about on Tuesday on the news segment.
Worldwide, yeah, man. I mean, it's booming. It's great to see.
Yeah. So with all that, I'm sure there's new stuff coming with all this. So the Ace Austin lost tapes were found. I don't know how that happened, but any takeaway, Bill? Did you?
I'm a big fan. I honestly, I could watch an hour more with Ace Austin.
Yeah,
I think he's very entertaining. And I think even Penzer is kind of sitting with him doing this interview and he's just putting. He's like, yeah, we know, you got it. It was pretty much he's just yeah, you have it, and he's just feeding into his big head, which is great. But just going over, he went back, about all his different, the musical theater. He kind of touched on that and what that was on. He was it was all about wrestling for him, the whole time. Every little thing he did, it was never going to be a huge focus, but it was going to help get him more prepared for wrestling, which obviously it has. And then the real thing was just how quick he evolved, the whole thing with Pennsylvania. And I know that rule too. I remember Rich Swann was also held back by that. Until you're 18 to perform in front of a live crowd. So he was talking about that and just gave him extra time to just keep on training. And then that he was talking about his 10. And I love that he counts every match. He's at 500 and change.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, right? I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and then he talked about on his 10th match, he was doing CZW stuff when, as he says, CZW was a thing.
Yeah.
It was still a big deal.
That's funny.
At one point.
Yeah. Back then it was that was one of the main indies. Obviously, a lot of big names have come from there. It's not what it is now. Now it's just a mockery at indie shows.
Is it done?
DJ.
Are they finished?
They haven't ran a show since all this happened.
Okay,
but I they're another one. I would never say they're done until something's official. But they're inactive right now.
Well, who owns it now? Is it DJ or Zandig?
Well,
DJ.
Zandig's gone. DJ's the figurehead guy, but it sounds like there's a lot of people involved. That's the whole issue they get with all those releases with the names they have, because there's almost hedge funds really owning that company now.
Oh,
really?
wow.
There's it's production companies and all that that own their footage and stuff, and he's in place for the day-to-day stuff, but
really
it's not. Well, so that's why I don't think it's really going anywhere yet. It's just, will they decide to put on a show anytime soon?
Weird.
Hey, they still might put on a show before NWA.
Yeah. Is NWA doing something? What are those like little featurette matches they're doing?
It's all lies.
It's all lies.
What they're doing is they're jumping on pro wrestling from Hollywood indie shows under a new name, and they're just putting their main event talents in the main event.
I see.
So they're like giving them, here's 2 people, put them in the main event, and say it's a partnership with NWA because Billy doesn't want to look like Raven out at them for being shut down.
And somebody is not happy still with Billy Corgan and his NWA roster talking about Impact Wrestling and that negative light that they did.
You talk about the home family.
I will
keep
be
your family. Mouth.
I will be honest. Billy Corgan came up at the post AEW dinner the crew went to, and Danny Daniels was very vocal because we had the guy who produced the show was this guy Patrick who works for High Spots, and he came in and so we were telling him the whole like slight history of Billy Corgan getting involved, trying to buy a piece of AEW, and like fucking hilarious just hearing inside stories and shit, and just he's a fucking weird dude, man. He's apparently a very weird guy. I love the Pumpkins, but man, fucking wrestling and Billy Corgan, I don't know how that works. But anyway,
it seems like it sounds strange in the mouth when you say it.
It's just I know he loves it, and don't get me wrong, like I love the Pumpkins. The guy's a musical legend, but his crew and some of the things that have been said by him about Impact and stuff's like
it's just not nice.
No,
nice.
It's a very shitty thing to do.
Plus, like the crew comes off like the bitter X.
That's what it is. It's just a little too bitter. And the interactions I had with Billy at both, I went to the NWA 70 in Nashville. I support all wrestling promotions. And it's just more. I just don't like spin, and they're doing a lot of spin.
I agree,
and I'm not a fan of spin. It's just like be honest with what it is. Like it's fine. There's a pandemic going on. You can be shut down for right now, and you'll see what happens. But don't go under this guise that you're operating and get everybody all excited. Their fans, I feel bad more for their fans because they all thought they were back, and you're not back. If you call that back, I'll just go bring out some guys to fight in my front yard and say I have a wrestling promotion. Come on.
Look at this. Look at Bill. 7 days on the road. He comes in with the fire, Jay. But you better give him one of your CBD lollipops there. Cool this guy off, somebody. Bill, my God.
Woo!
All right, let's talk Victory Road. Let's relax. Take a step back here. Let's talk Victory Road. Let's relax. Take a breath, Bill. Take a swig of your iced tea. Cool off a second. There we go. Did you get to watch Victory Road? You were on the road this whole time.
I watched. Well, once again, I very thankful in the car with the Bluetooth. Had Josh and Madison on the commentary, listening to it. So
radio style.
Radio style.
Very nice.
But then I did watch it for an hour when I got home, and then I watched the rest of it right before the show tonight. Awesome. All
right, let's hop in. So I watched it this morning too. I watched it, and I was actually going back and forth with Mark, Jay Bone. I was talking to him about it all morning. But so were there lag problems on the live feed with the first match? That's what I heard.
This is what I heard. I missed like the first 8 minutes of it.
Okay. How long did it take them to straighten that out? I'm sorry, Jake, you were watching it live. It was XXXL and the Rascalz. And
the first match was impossible to watch. It was frame. That's how the entire match was for 8 solid minutes. And then as soon as they were done, it was fine. Now, if you go back and you watch the replay, it's a great match. It's fine.
Fantastic match, actually.
I don't know why it was like that. I don't know if it was because they were like streaming to several formats with they called it the pre-show. I don't know why they called it the pre-show. It was just the first match that wasn't announced.
Right.
But whatever. I mean, it was a great match. I went back and watched it this afternoon along with some other highlights. But man, yeah, Mark messages me like a couple minutes into it. He's like, dude, if the whole show's like this, I don't think I could do this. And I was like, yeah, I hear you. But then, yeah, as soon as they went to Josh and
Madison,
holy cow. Josh Madison right after there. It was fine. It was perfect. So, yeah, it was weird.
Maybe because they were broadcasting that one out as the free one. Like I said, first match was supposed to be like a free broadcast and stuff. So Who knows? Something must have happened with that. But I thought it was a badass match, though. I thought it was pretty good, man. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing that again. And the crazy thing is, like, this is tape before Larry D also has lost a shit ton of weight. He's been posting about it. And then
good
Ace
for them.
Ace is down 100 pounds. Like, they're like down to just XL at this point or something.
Yeah, I was going to say down to XL at this point.
I would love it if they actually do adjust the name to, like, you know, like as they keep losing weight. Because, like, the commentary's talking about it. They're like, you know, AC lost 100 pounds. Larry's losing weight. It's like, you know, they come back. It's like, we're down to double XL. And then, like, fucking next January, it's like, all right, man, we're just down to L. Like, you just called L. But super cool match. I'm pretty sure I can say with certainty these guys have all met on the Ohio circuit at some point. So
they worked comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, super comfortable. So I thought it was a real fun opener, perfect way to do it. Rascalz do get the win on this one. So
if they did it, who knows what Trey would have done.
Yeah, dude, come on. I was like as much as I like Triple XL, but like, man, if the Rascalz lost here, and they're already, to me, unfortunately, and I don't know what everybody in the chat feels about this too, but I still honestly feel like they're in such a lost mode right now.
The tag scene is a bit crowded.
It's very crowded. Look at the Bound for Glory match coming up. Like,
yeah,
you might as well have thrown the Rascalz into it at this point. Like, what else do you have to do? I don't know. You have all the teams in the Bound for Glory match, and then on the outside of that, you have the Rascalz, Reno Scum, Triple XL, the Deaners, and like, who else? I'm missing somebody maybe, but like, shit, that's a lot.
Damian Shamrock.
Yeah, Damian Shamrock now.
The Wild Stallions.
The Wild Stallions are back. Bill and Ted 3 came out. The fucking Wild Stallions are back. By the way, Bill, you saw it. Alicia, did you see Bill and Ted 3 yet?
No,
not yet. You didn't see
not
it?
Yet. Well, we haven't gone to a movie theater or anything.
Did they open up for you guys?
Yes.
Okay. If you need to watch it, it is worth a watch. Kevin Martin says he gained 14 pounds with all the Waffle House that's happened.
Oh, I love Waffle House.
But Daniel Spencer lost 14 pounds. Good for you, Dan. D. Spence. I mean, you're on TV now. You know, shit. Looking.
And he was Mr. Explosion on this episode.
He was.
Is that just taking the sleeve off? Was that
sleeve? Just this peeling the sleeve off is 7 of the 14 pounds for sure. I envy Kevin Martin with the Waffle House, though, man. Bill, did you get any Waffle House on this road trip at all? There's some in Ohio.
I did not. Although to be fair, I do have Waffle House like about 25, 30 minutes from me. One of the few Waffle Houses in PA.
I'm jealous.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Jealous.
So I do have one. And I actually, one of my satellite offices is only like 5 minutes from there. So I used to stop there a lot when I worked up there, but I haven't been there in quite some time. I did stop there right before I met Heath when I went to the Larietto Pro Show, a month ago, a couple weeks ago or whatever. So I did, that was my last Waffle House. So I do get Waffle House in there, but it was, I did go to your Chicago hot dog place. There was one near my hotel.
Which one? You remember where you went? Portillo's. Oh, okay, that's infamous Portillo's. How'd you like it?
I liked it. I made sure I got the regular one, and I brought a piece of chocolate cake home and made it travel home.
Man, that chocolate cake it will kill you, but it's death by chocolate for sure. It's here's the funny thing about that. This is why this city, like the Chicago's like dying. Like, this is why it's the fucking fattest, most unhealthy city in the country. They make a chocolate cake shake out of that cake that you have. They will make a shake they'll take a piece of that fucking cake and literally throw it into a blender and then like add the other shit to it, and they'll make a fucking shake out of it.
I did see that was an option, but I'm like, I'll get a piece of cake to bring home to see how it is. But I did see that. I was tempted. I'm like, but that's probably not the full experience getting it in there. Oh, and there's Skull. I met Skull. I think I may have met him before, but I saw him again.
You did see him somewhere, I think, before Homecoming. You met him at Homecoming.
Yeah, probably Homecoming.
But yeah, he was there.
But once again, I just got to thank Trent. I got to thank Skull, Daniel Spencer, a lot of these people I saw on the trip, all showed me great hospitality on my trip. So thank you to everyone, including people like Phantom from one of the fans of the show. So definitely enjoyed seeing everybody out there. So
that was nice to see you too, man. It's been a while since I've seen it in person. It was weird because like I haven't seen Bill in person since January, but like we see each other like 3 times a week here, so it wasn't like it's like big shock.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like the current like working with people. It's like I see them on the computer.
Right,
I was like, I see in real life.
Yeah,
but I actually had seen Alicia like more recently.
That's right,
because we were at a show.
Yeah, ICW.
Now it's just J-Bone. It's like, where's J-Bone? When are we gonna see J-Bone?
J-Bone 10/29, man. AAW's back. Bill could probably fly out for $60 out here.
Yeah.
Come on, drive your ass down an hour, Jay. Make it. Double mask it. You know, unlike the one guy, fucking asshole in the front row at AAW who for some reason wasn't masking it at times, and then for some reason our camera happened to catch him, and that caused a bunch of people to get mad at us.
I did. It's funny that you say that, Trent, because I heard the same because somebody said, and like obviously when I'm there, I don't notice it from where I'm sitting, but yeah, they're like, "What was the deal with the guy in the front row?"
One guy.
Like, oh no, it was one of those guys.
It's one of those I mean, they were in their own little pod. I get it, but the idea was like, can we like not do anything to just like piss anybody off today, please? Like I get it, you're in your own little pod, whatever, but I don't know because you saw Bill, you saw we had them all spaced in like their own little pod.
No. Space obviously it was a big room,
huge
so
room,
plenty of space to do that. But that's the thing. Come on, guys, like that's if you want shows to keep on happening, easy things, man. Especially, and this is I just go like the whole fan code of conduct. If you know, and I try like I get caught up in the shows all the time, but if you know you're going to be caught by the camera in an obvious spot, if it's facing you, or if you're on an entrance or something, and you know it's going to happen, you got to be careful. You got to keep, man. Like you're setting an example because they're going to catch you with that. So they're going to catch you without it or with it. So do it with it. Like I'm on a show, it's easy enough. Like you can even keep your mask on and put like your drink underneath your mask. It's easy enough. Like you don't have to just rip it off and be like, "Oh, I got a drink in my hand. I'm just going to sit here for 3 hours." Like, no, come on.
Man.
You know what's funny though? Like,
come on, man.
Come on, man. You know, I'm gonna fucking. I gotta.
Man.
That definitely deserves one of these.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
You know, the funny thing is, like, you do notice this at shows now because people got the mask on. Like, cheering is muffled at a show.
It is muffled.
It's just like it's like ooh. More of a hum in the room instead of like a high pitched cheer, just like. You know, like that's what it sounds
I'll
like.
take the hum. You can get it over. I've been at enough shows. It's very doable.
It's funny. We'll definitely talk. I think somebody asked in the chat about doing a review of that show. I wouldn't mind doing one. Jay, if you want to do a late review of that show on your channel, I wouldn't mind doing it. If you want to do like a 30 or 40 minute one or something.
I did watch it. It's just when I was going to do it that night, and I explained to you what happened. I just wasn't up for it that night. I canceled my show that I previously was going to do. That was what I was going to mix that with the predictions for Victory Road, and I just couldn't. But yeah, we the next one's what, the 29th? So we got plenty of time, right?
Yeah, 29. They got a lot of time.
Oh yeah, dude, we'll do it.
But the next match is Myers and Dreamer, kind of the respect match, I guess they're calling it in a way. I don't know about you guys, but Alicia, like I've like really been digging Myers lately. Dude's like he's like there's something about him. I don't know exactly why I'm more into it, but he's got an interesting. I think it's his facial expressions and it's like body language. He's kind of like the defiant like kid.
Yeah,
and I just kind of like it. And this was actually a way better match than I expected it to be because like Tommy's hit or miss nowadays, match wise. But I
they worked really well together. Yeah, they told a good story.
You definitely told a good story. Tommy's kind of coming off like that veteran Terry Funkish type of veteran for the locker room. Down to like the bandana and everything too, the way he comes out. But like Bill, you know, he's totally dressing like Terry Funk at this point.
He is, and that's definitely fantastic because I love Terry Funk. I grew up with Terry Funk. He was one of the big draws in those early ECW days.
Oh, for sure. He was like the first star, basically.
Yeah, like it was Terry Funk back then. Like I think I said before, like one of my early shows was a scaffold match tag team it was Terry Funk and Stan Hansen versus Abdul the Butcher and Kevin Sullivan, and that was like, yeah, that's my kind of wrestling right
That's
there.
crazy, yeah.
So like it was pretty much like Terry Funk, and then kind of followed by Sabu, were my big early ECW draws growing up. Who I just saw, he was on the show. I just came from a throwback to those early NWA TNA days as well. Sabu.
So the finish was the clothesline from Stamford, which I guess that's what everybody's telling me it's called. I love that it was
very professional.
Very professional. I actually love that it was such a simple move that ended it. A fucking clothesline. Like it told
There's a throwback to the lariat, the clothesline as a finisher. If you haven't noticed, even on the indie scene, that's becoming huge again as a finisher.
Dude, it's an underrated
it's
finisher.
Old school. I appreciate it. Like you look at Eric Young, like pile driver, lariat clothesline.
Back to basics.
What's next?
Man.
Like because Canadian destroyers, they're a setup move. So
fuck at this point, yeah. I mean, it's funny, we were talking about Petey at the post AEW dinner and like about just like what was Petey's character, like what did he actually do? And I was like simply was like, he didn't need to do anything. He had the move. The move literally is what got him over. You didn't
really believe muscle. Come on.
Yeah, but even before that, Petey really didn't have much of a character. Like it wasn't a big mic guy or anything, but dude, all he needed was a move. The place would come unglued the second he fucking hit it. Now, I mean, everybody hits it. Everybody does that damn move. I'm like, shit, dude. Talk about bastardizing a move.
Well, the trouble is, it's a very cool move. It's a very
cool move. It's a very cool move. But Jay, what do you and Mark have to say about this one? I know Mark would actually like this match a lot. This Dreamer and Mark. I mean, Mark and I literally were commenting as I was watching it today on text. So he seemed to like it a lot. What were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I liked it too. I liked it. It felt like an old school back and forth wrestling match. I too like Brian's character. He's really like this all like I've watched him for years in the WWE, but this all feels brand new to me. It literally feels brand new to me because he just was never featured. Like you did not have a reason to pay attention. You're like, oh, he's gonna lose again. Why should I give a shit? Even if he is one of your favorites, it's like, he's gonna lose again for 150th freaking time.
Yeah.
This is like a completely brand new guy in the indies that you're watching this guy develop before your eyes. It's just great to see. And then you got the old school Tommy Dreamer veteran in the ring who's trying to knock some respect into him, and he's, Myers just ain't having it.
Yeah, petulant.
Dreamer kept kicking out at one, and he's like, one? Really?
I didn't catch that. I did catch him before he hit his finish. He did say the old, like, very cliche, "I'm sorry, I love you." Do you guys catch that?
Oh yeah, he did that.
He's doing all the throwbacks. I love it.
Yeah, he was amping up in the corner. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Sorry, I love you, but I hate you, or something. And he hits it. Oh wait, Alicia, what was his character? Was that his character? Did he just lose all the time?
Yeah,
what the thing was.
From what I remember, he was just like he lost.
Just losing streak guy.
And losing streak guy, literally. Wow. And they would put his win-loss record and stuff like that. And obviously, it was always it's one of those things where you see someone go through that, and you're like, what? Why would anybody professionally do that to someone they're paying to work for them? You know what I mean?
Seriously, you literally just hire this guy to bury him.
That was their second run too.
Yeah, and we get him, and it's like, look at the potential. Look at how adaptable the dude is. It's lucky
so
for us. It's a benefit for us, loss for them, and F them.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Weird. I actually saw him live on Saturday. He was on the Madman and Ace show.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the tournament, the Turbo Graps tournament, against Effie in the first round. He wound up not coming out on top in this match, but very entertaining, very entertaining. Obviously playing to the professional gimmick, and obviously if you know Effie on the indies, he's a very outlandish character.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see him on Impact.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he's very tight with Ethan. So
he is. Yeah,
who knows? He's part of his crew, so.
We don't have like a flamboyant character right now, do we? Right? There's no over-the-top flamboyant character like an Effie on Impact right now. So
no, and there obviously are like they're becoming like a character like that.
Yeah,
really like you saw like in Ring of Honor with Dalton Castle. Like you see like these outlandish characters. They get huge followings. Like maybe it might not be long standing without some evolution over time, but at least initially they get big followings. So and I know mainly it's smaller promotions. It's tough on the bigger up north,
cult
down south.
following.
Yeah, it's more of a cult following.
Though,
correct.
Yeah. It was Dan Spencer. That's right. I don't even have to watch the takeover to know that, baby. I didn't know that for sure. But no, it's true. They get cult followings. I just noticed that, like you brought up a good point. Dalton Castle. I think like there's like Sonny Kiss, right? He's down south, and Impact's had him in the past, but they never knew how to like book him right.
That's exactly. I think we even talked that even just like with anyone. Like someone mentioned in the chat earlier about Jake. Don't split them up to be like really Jake something character unless you have a story for him.
Right.
I think with these other ones, like obviously if you're thinking like the Orlando Jordans or something like that, they had no storyline for Orlando Jordan. They just like threw him out there and be like, here, something different, but really with no context.
Yeah. So like, and then what was the other one, Alicia? It was Aaron Rex was another one.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. There was like, I feel like they start him off right. And then they just kind of like, all right, where do we go now? We kind of like booked ourselves into like a corner with it. But so you need a long-term plan to make these kind of characters work because they do get a cult following. And the second you book them into oblivion, that cult following is going to turn and be like, all right, well, what the fuck do you guys do? That's why like Aaron Rex died a slow death. You know, Orlando Jordan's character died a slow death. Like it was terrible. It just never got into second gear.
Yeah. Oh man.
So yeah, it was weird. I do remember Orlando Jordan apparently got like totally like dressed down by Ric Flair at a bar one time. Do you remember? You guys hear the story?
No, I haven't.
It's so weird. Like apparently, like Orlando Jordan was like seeing somebody or something. It was another like some really flamboyant friend of his or something came in to this bar they were all hanging out at, and was like his friend and him were like dancing extremely provocatively. And like, oh, like Ric Flair, old man's like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? And just like dresses him down in front of this bar. And it was like this huge fiasco. I think it was like never the same for Orlando Jordan after that. It was so weird. But I don't even know like somebody in the chat might remember the story. Like it was like,
I don't know, so inappropriate on Ric Flair's part.
I know.
Mind your goddamn business, bro.
I know. Like I don't even know the extent of what was going on. Like short of like them literally blowing each other on the dance floor. Like I don't know what could have been that bad. Like that he needed to like dress him down on a dance floor. But I don't know. Apparently it was something pretty bad. Back to the next match though. Elijah Washington's like, all right now, back to the matches. I don't know how I sidetracked into that, but anyways,
we're being so professional.
I know we were trying. It's just a weird story that I never like fully got the full story of, and it was weird. Moose backstage with I like this part. He was like banging on the door looking for Scott, and then he's like,
"This was hilarious."
It was hilarious. Scott was hilarious here. He's like, why am I wrestling today? He's like, because you haven't wrestled in like a month. He's like, I don't know if you've noticed, but you haven't like had a match in like a month. He's like, I can't have a match on my belt. What the hell? And like, I just love Scott being comedic here. I thought he was brilliant in this role. Like he was just funny, like trailing off, like ranting as he left. So just a quick little thing.
The funniest line is when he walked up behind him and he's sitting there, Scott, come on, answer the door, come on. Yeah. Scott walks up behind him. I don't think he's going to answer.
This is it. Hakeem has a story right here. He's like, Orlando Jordan was dating somebody and they went to a bar and they did over-sexualized stuff and Flair gave him a dress on using homophobic language. Holy shit, I didn't hear that part. That's crazy. I knew something. It's crazy. It was like a fucking weird-ass story that happened. I think it was in Orlando. Super weird. But yeah, Scott was brilliant here. I thought Scott's like even like better and better on camera every week. He's funny.
You're right. We need more Scott.
We need more Scott. He's kind of in that.
He's great.
Figure. He's so good. He's just.
Don't worry. When he restarts Team Canada, he'll be on TV all the time.
Well, hang on, slow down there. One thing. one thing that came up was who was that ring announcer, Bill? He was like ring announcing in Vegas and stuff, and for Impact. He was he's a BCW guy. He was doing the Windsor tapings too. Big dude. I forgot his name. But
yeah, he's like, I think he wears like a bow tie.
Yeah, the bow tie guy.
Ooh, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but I do remember him being there.
His name came up at the AAW dinner. Danny was talking about like the early BCW shit because like he's all over it, and he was like, "Dude, I want them to put that on the Impact Plus app," and he's like, I don't think the quality's that good, and then Scott won't put it up. I'm like, just call Scott and tell him to put it on. I'll give you the tapes. So Daniel Spencer or Kevin Martin, go bug Scott D'Amore about putting the old BCW shit on Impact Plus because there's like newer stuff on there. Like put the old shit on because I want to.
There you go.
There's apparently some gems on there, like old like Bravo's on there too, wrestling, all sorts of wacky shit.
Ooh.
The defeat Rohit challenge for the X Division title. The mystery man ended up being
Willie Mack.
Willie
Makes
Mack.
sense. He kind of got lost in the
totally
the shuffle for like a former champion not long ago.
I know. Thoughts on this one, Alicia? I thought personally, I thought Willie fucking brought it.
Oh yeah, as per usual.
I love the was it just me or was Willie doing the bug eyes thing a lot? And it was just like really funny to watch him just constantly like, oh shit. He always had that oh shit look on his face the whole match.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Hey, give him a run for his money.
It was good. This was a good match. They had a hell of a match back and forth, but Rohit did the chicken shit heel.
Yep.
Purposely getting counted out to keep the belt. So which is funny because we just watched one of the old TNA shows and the tag belts changed on a DQ, or was it a count like DQ, I think. Or was it a count up? I can't remember. It was one of those like where all of a sudden like the rule was
a DQ was so weird.
Yeah, DQ.
It was so and they're like, remember the rule we put in place like 22 weeks ago?
Yeah,
what the fuck are you
mentioned
talking
it one
about?
time ever.
A loss is a loss is a loss.
Yeah, loss. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on a second. You didn't fucking what rule? So I was like, and that was in my mind as I'm watching him getting counted out. I'm like, what are they gonna change? Like the belt's gonna change here. But see, here's my only confusion here now. Jay, I don't know what you and Mark said about this yesterday. My only confusion now is, so Willie loses again. He was already lost prior to this. Like, where do you put Willie? Like, what happens to Willie Mack now? Where does he go? What did you guys say about it?
I love the match. I love the fact that Rohit wouldn't shut the hell up through the whole thing. I mean, he was just he's just this new character. Since he's been champ, he's got his charisma, his just absolutely pouring out of him now. It's borderline obnoxious. I absolutely love it because it's completely unpredictable. And I love it. I was laughing when he talked about him getting count out because I was picturing him. He was up. He was at the ropes. He hits 8 and he goes, oh, and he just drops.
It was classic, man. It was super classic.
It was so funny. I love him being this over the top. I'm okay with it because you don't see that many people that over the top on this show. You're either
he does it well.
He does. It's just another way of him letting his charisma out and his character. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. Well, where do you go with Willie after this? I say you take everybody within the last few weeks and throw them all at him at Bound for Glory.
Oh, a full-on Ultimate X? Is that what you're saying, Bill? Is that what you're implying?
Oh yeah, Ultimate X. Because we had the 4, but a 5th. Is Willie going to be the base? You need the base.
You need a base. You do need a base.
And when Willie could be the base, I'd love to see it because that's the one thing. Like with the tag match, I know I've been a proponent the whole time for the tag titles of it being like a Full Metal Mayhem type match. It doesn't look like there's going to be a gimmick. It's just going to be a tag match. So you got to have a gimmick in here somewhere. We're going to get no gimmick matches. I need a Bound for Glory gimmick match. So
gimmick match.
So Ultimate X makes sense. Open the show hot. It's kind of just Scott. Come on. Seems like the thing to go.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. You do need a base in an Ultimate X or for any X division like Scramble. He could be a guy. But speaking of Rohit, Bill, you saw us on JFU Order, that AEW show. What a big part of that show he was.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he has been on a trajectory career-wise since this X Division title. And he opened the show, he interrupted a segment, and then he closed the show at AEW. Like he's one of our top dudes, but it's not just at AEW, it's like the Impact character, Rohit or Hakeem Zayn, whatever you want to call him, like this, the man himself is just reaching a point in his career where it's like it's all firing right now. Like he's getting to that point where we all knew he should be. Mm-hmm. And I want to see him have a very lengthy reign here. Like this dude, I feel like we're just scratching the surface right now. And like it would be even better for him if he beats everybody again at Bound for Glory. It's like, you fucks still kept held on to this title, you losers, some shit like that. So I hope it's a lengthy reign. I hope it really, really carries, but I think he's absolutely on fire right now.
Biggest pop of the match I had for him, he knocks down Willie towards the beginning of the match. He just stands back, just reaches back, throws his arms out, points at him, and says, "Opportunity!" just like I said, his charisma, his obnoxiousness is just so hilarious. I love it.
He's great. We get the Wild Stallions, Alicia, the backstage of Gia Miller, are reunited for sure. Finally, the Wild Stallions are reunited. Sammy Callihan claiming that he's like, do you have social media, Gia? And he like pulls out his phone. And he's like, look at us. We got 45 billion retweets. Billion retweets. She's like, what? Like, I don't think Shamrock said a word though, did he?
No.
He didn't say anything.
If he did, I didn't catch it.
I didn't catch him saying anything.
He just kept rolling his eyes whenever Sammy would start a new line about something.
50 billion.
He's like 50 billion. 40.
He would just kind of look at him like.
Well, Shamrock doesn't have to say anything. Sammy's a good enough mouthpiece.
It's kind of like it's interesting. Sammy's like Shamrock's manager at this point. I dig it. Like it was a fun little segment. But basically, the idea is like Shamrock lost his edge. Sammy's there to help him find it, and then they're kind of targeting Eddie. But I like that Gia implied, she's like, does this have to do with your feud with Eddie? Like, is this party? Are you getting involved because you have heat with Eddie? And he's like, no, not at all. He's all like, of course not. So there's a tie into that. I just don't know where it ties in.
Yes.
It's because he is Ken Shamrock's best friend.
That's right. She was at the show on Friday or on Thursday too. I didn't get a chance to even say hello to her though. Bill, I don't know if you met her. She was working.
I did talk to her briefly, and I also saw her the next night at Rockstar because she was actually their ring announcer.
Nice.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, she's the ring announcer at Rockstar Pro.
Nice.
Well, sort of. She more commentary. They have a ring announcer too, but she kind of did like the intro. So I said, man, you gotta bring the Mean Gia Miller merch, man. Come on.
Does she have merch?
She does. She's on Pro Wrestling Tees as a wrestler, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
But she's not Mean Gia Miller. I think because she's got like a cowgirl type thing. Like so yeah, she's on there. But speaking of that, like I know kind of talking to Rascalz earlier and stuff, they're like it wound up being because the trainers for the school there, which is like live. I forget the name of the school that they renamed it. But it's Zach Wentz and the other trainer is Ace Austin. Mm-hmm. So they actually tagged together. So that was an interesting tag team. I know we just saw, spoiler alert, some new tag team champions in AAW.
That's right.
But this was an interesting team, Zach Wentz and Ace Austin. They worked pretty well together.
That's sick boy Aces.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good, and I love that like Wentz is like calling out like Motor City and doing their moves. It was great.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. No, I'm just looking at Gia's merch page though. Yeah, she's the Rhinestone Cowgirl.
That's it. That's right.
Cowgirl, not
Rhinestone cowgirl.
That's awesome.
She's a cowboy. Interesting. I never would have pictured a cowgirl gimmick. So she does wrestle, huh? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Nice. That's cool.
So you never know.
Never know. You never know where she might show up, man. So, all right, next one is Tenille and Jordynne. This is the rubber match. They've had a series, and 45 billion, Kevin Martin, 45 billion.
That's Good Brothers type views.
It is. Caleb with a K is introducing him. He's taking selfies during ringside, like during the match. Tenille's posing for him. It's kind of okay. I gotta admit, I did find it humorous. I like that. One thing I did comment on, I wish that, like, obviously they're taped. I get it. But like the photos he's taking, like they should time it so like during the show, they're like literally getting posted as the show's airing. I think that would add so much to it. Right? Like
I think so. That's pretty clever.
It's a little extra, but it goes places. Like someone like honestly, who's Mr. Social Media for them? Oh
my God, Garrett.
Garrett.
There you go, like Jay Bone's doing right now.
But yeah, like Garrett or somebody else, just throw them in on like somebody. Doesn't have to be Caleb, but somebody put those out there.
If I'm scrolling through the Twitter feed while Victory Road is airing, and I see a picture, right? If I see him post a picture, I just saw him selfieing like at that moment. It would add so much to that moment. I think.
Yeah.
And you know what? You highlight it at the bottom of the screen, and you get more people to go to their Instagram account or their Twitter account.
Exactly.
Like, honestly, that's half the game right now. So
it really is, man.
You got to do that because you're right. It's like a little thing. It's a little extra work, but it should go a long way.
Because he posted one up.
If you don't see it pay dividends, abandon it. But give it a shot.
But he posted one up like a day, like after the show. Didn't hashtag it Victory Road. It's like, no, it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah,
you're right. Like you left it on the table right there. Also, I like when they're zooming in on his phone. His phone's like cracked to shit. Like his screen was cracked, and I was like, "Did we really need to zoom in on this?" And I do like that. Josh covered it. He's like, "Oh man, I wonder if he cracked it during this match." Like, okay, cool. I like I like that he covered it because I was like, really, like, yeah, very good Tenille-esque move. But I'm like, thank you for at least mentioning it because I was like, really, do we need to like show off the fact that his screen is cracked to fucking hell right now? But Jay, you have this is I know you and Marcus love this feud, so I don't know what he had to say about it. If you want to comment what you guys talked about, because this is the rubber match, and then
the first thing I said about this, I said it was really unfortunate that Jordynne Grace had so many hair issues.
Oh,
wait,
yeah, I forgot about this.
Wait, what happened? What happened?
Extensions kept popping out.
Her extensions one by one kept dropping to the ground, like Tenille would like grab her hair, and all of a sudden one would.
I did not even notice
like
that.
Confetti.
My joke at this is it's dad joke of the night. I said, man, this match between Tenille and Jordynne was unbelievable.
Oh
my
man,
Lord Almighty!
He went there.
No, honestly, this is in my opinion, this is their best match that they've had. This is the strongest, and I'm trying to pay a high compliment here. This is the strongest, in my opinion. Everything combined, heel with Caleb, ring work, everything. This is the strongest that Tenille has looked in all of her runs within the last year or two, whatever she's been with the company now. Yeah. Sorry, Big Kev. I feel bad for the janitor that had to run around ringside. With
it was only like 2 extensions that came out at different periods of the match.
I feel like I counted at least once before.
Oh, really? I must have missed more, but either way.
Take it easy, J-Bone.
Okay, Boomer.
Just take it easy. I'm like, I didn't notice any of them. Shit, I must have missed that.
That's that makeup person.
Yeah, Yeah, that makeup person, whoever did the hair is getting canned. No.
Basil's side job.
Makeup she's still too.
Maybe that was Basil's way of getting back at Caleb with a K.
Jesus Christ, man.
I just figured it out. He put in all of her extensions like half-ass. So then when they
come on, man.
Take it easy. I had to cut that off. You're going too far, Jay. You are getting way too far with that one.
I'm just jealous. I got none. Okay, so
I think that's what it is. I think I mean I think what it comes down to is that he has no hair, and
for reals
has no hair, and he cannot live.
I'll tell you
anybody.
though, Jay, you rocked Don Callis, or shall I say Sexton Hardcastle's hairpiece. I think it'd be fitting. It's very glam 80s hairband, which I think is your style.
Oh, I could absolutely rock that. Yeah.
Good job, Jay. Good job. Tenille does win. By the way, congrats to Jordynne Grace, who recently got married to Jonathan Gresham last week as well. So that was
a man who may or may not have played Suicide at some point.
Oh, he may. He played him once, apparently, from what I understand. Confirmed. He played him once. I don't know who's playing him right now, but somebody's playing Suicide right now too. But
they're playing them to the K. I'll say that.
Yeah. That's the rumor.
It's Acey.
It's Acey. We all know it's Acey. So Tenille does win. They're kind of playing up like Jordynne being in a weird spot now that she's lost. Like, where does she? They're kind of playing up her being lost now. Like, where does she go from here? So I'm curious too. I mean, I don't know if she gets back in the title mix right away, but go ahead, Jay.
The one thing I said is Tenille and Jordynne, there's very few knockouts on this roster that aren't tied to a compadre, someone at their side. Mm-hmm. Now I'm not counting Caleb with a K. You know, Hogan's got Steels, Nevaeh's got Havoc, Rosemary and Ty are together. So what about after all this, if we do end up getting those rumored knockouts tag team championships?
There was another mention of those too, by the way, on this show. So they're hinting at them here and there.
What if you put Tenille and Jordynne after the series that they've had, which in my opinion has been very good?
That could be interesting.
What if you put those two together? I think together they would be quite the team.
So enemies turn friends. It's like
well, Tenille needs all the help she can get. So
true.
I think it would be pretty logical to do that, to be honest.
I said Tenille works very well chemistry wise with Jordynne. So why not focus on the pluses that she does do well, keep her with Jordynne, put her in tag matches in something, the ladies versus ladies, and that'll make Tenille look even stronger.
It's a possibility. How you tie it in, how you end up like connecting them, is what is going to be the important part. But I'm not opposed to that.
I think Caleb brings them together.
Oh,
that could be it. That could be what's a bridge.
Yes. I was going to say, I'll agree with Caleb bringing them together because he's already helping Tenille win all her matches.
Maybe he goes to Jordynne, like, hey, you need her. Or maybe she needs you.
It just makes sense. And I like the combination. I already like the combination of Tenille and Caleb. It makes sense. But I think Jordynne would just add more to it. Because what else are they going to do with her?
I don't know.
I take her out. I said it before. I take her out of the division.
Take Jordynne out of it? Mm-hmm. Put her where? The X division?
X division.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
I'll tell you, she's made comments in the past, especially when the former world champion was intergender. She wanted to go after the tag titles. I think I saw maybe when she was doing something with Ethan on Twitch that she wanted to go like when she was Knockouts champion, like I want to be world champion. I think the whole no limits idea of the X division hasn't really, and we talked about it a lot on the throwback with Trinity. Like they're really, why aren't they exploring this? I think she's a perfect person to put in that role to really go after an X division title.
That's a very interesting take. Yeah, because we did talk about what Trinity, like Trinity should have been the first one. Like she could have beat Cash during that whole feud. That's interesting, man. That is a good way to like break her out into something, especially where she's gonna kind of be lost for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like make her mystery opponent for Rohit, or like they cross paths in the back, and he's like, oh, like he's ducking all the guys, and he's like, yeah, I'll take you on, no problem.
Yeah.
I'll fight the girl. It's like something he would do. Like I'll duck these guys, but I'll take the easy pick, and then she ends up beating him. That could be interesting. I like that, Bill. I like that a lot. I like that. Jordan Rohit could be money. I'm with it now. You got me.
I'm
going
here for it.
Ooh, all right. Let's stir this one up.
Or is it too soon? I know this is controversial, so I'm probably going to get some haters for this. Or is it too soon after Tessa beats Sammy?
No, it's not too soon, because why do we end it with her? Fuck her.
Exactly. Fuck her. And it's the X
in the nicest way possible. Sorry, I should follow that up with I don't mean to be rude, but
do you mean like gently,
Tessa
or
has never and will never be the end all be all when it comes to men versus women matches.
Agreed.
And we need to remember that Taya was doing it before.
Yes.
And Jordynne was also doing it before.
That's so true.
You know, Scarlett did it before her.
That's true.
Scarlett was wrestling freaking was it Disco Inferno and stuff
last year
before Tessa came down to save her.
That's
from
so
OVE.
true.
Was it OVE at the time?
Wow. Yeah, she's right though, man. Like it really should not. I like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, should they abandon, because they were the biggest company there is with intergender wrestling.
Yeah.
Is it just gone now? Did we give up on it?
No, because you got to think about it.
A commitment to it. Time to make that decision.
I like that idea, man. I am with this 100%.
Yeah, like don't do it just for the hell of it. Do it so that it makes sense and you build something strong like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
I'm with it. I'm with it, man. I think that's a really, really cool idea. And it's a perfect setup for Rohit, I think. That's the best part. Because it's literally like right where he is now. He's like avoiding everybody. And it's something he would do. It's like when they're like, you have to defend your title. It's like, all right. And then he like bumps into her. He's like, oh, no problem, honey. I'll defend it against you. And then she fucking takes him out. It's such a perfect deal. I'm totally backed. I back that idea. I
like that better.
I like it. I really like it. Cool. So we'll see where that goes. Machine Guns backstage, just saying they're going to retain the belts no matter what. Mostly a little Alex Shelley talking, which is cool. Reno Scum taking on Rhino and Heath in a unofficial, unsanctioned match.
I like this.
I got to say, this is my favorite Reno Scum match, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
They killed it in this match.
Yes.
Absolutely killed it. They were fucking, I mean, they lost, but they were fucking on fire. Thornstowe was killing it in this match, I thought. That shows me, and at least I know you're a big Reno Scum fan. Mm-hmm. That just shows me if you like give these guys the room to work, like they are a good team. They get overlooked a lot. Super overlooked. I just feel like you said, there's so many tag teams right now, and they rarely get a chance to have like a classic breakout match on a pay-per-view or super show. And it's like, man, but you right here, you let them have it.
That was good.
It was so good. So good. Jay, what did you guys have on this one? Because I'm telling you, man, this one showed me that you can count on Reno Scum to like give, like they got to start winning some matches too, though. They haven't won many, but you got to give them some wins to get them their credibility up, because they showed they can hang.
Look, I love the fact that they put Heath back with Rhino, and I love him dearly, but Reno Scum looked so damn good in this match. There is no way in hell Rhino and Heath should have won this one.
Absolutely.
They cut the ring in half, and they beat Heath to a pulp. To a point where Heath was like, "Oh, I gotta tag over here. Oh, Rhino ain't there. I gotta tag over here. Oh, wait, where the hell is? Oh, Rhino's over. You ain't Rhino. You know, it's like they had him completely spinning around like he didn't know where he was. He was beat so bad. Great comeback though, and they played Heath's new music when he won the match. That was cool. He was bopping his head to it and everything. That was great to hear.
Yeah, it was. I mean, look, I like him. I like everybody in this match. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Rhino mark for
Weird he's got music for a company he doesn't work for.
See, now that's a good point. That's a perfect detail. Like, that's the kind of thing someone should have caught. Like, you don't technically work here. If anything, they should have played Rhino's music, not Heath.
Yep.
You know? And those are little details. You gotta watch out for that shit because
he's investing in himself, though. He paid for that theme song.
It's a loose assumption. Loophole for sure. I mean, you could use that. Though.
He paid the guy in the truck. Wink, wink.
Keith Mitchell still in that truck.
Keith Mitchell still in that truck. It's the guy, like the fact that we know the old school producer's name because Mike today would like literally call him out every chance he could.
Oh, every 5 minutes. Come on, Keith.
Keith, play that again. I think he works down south now. I believe that's where he is now. He is okay. Yeah. He was a WCW guy for years. He's a really good producer, but that's totally aside. But then they come to the back.
Just say Dave Sahadi in the truck.
Dave Sahadi is the man, though. That dude is cool. Dude, Dave Sahadi, the producer for Impact, he's like a cool fucking dude. Like I met him at the Bound for Glory like after party at this bar. That dude, like, he's a fucking rock star. Like I didn't know who he was. I didn't recognize him, and I'm like, wow, that dude's fucking cool. Like, who is he? And then I'm like, he's like, oh, I'm Dave. I'm like, holy shit, you're Dave Sahadi, and like, he's just a cool fucking. I'm sure Kevin's in the room. He could vouch for this. He probably works with him directly. That's a cool fucking dude, man. And that's why there is like an edgier kind of feel to some of these Impact like vignettes and backstage segments.
Him and Eric
cinematic.
Tompkins and Kevin, everybody's doing a great job with all that.
It's a young group, man. Like it's a young, they're all like young hip dudes who are just, they know pop culture, they know modern music, they know modern style filming. They get it. That's why it's filmed that way. Like you can kind of see how the show comes off. The music, Kevin said Dave's one of the best around. Like Kevin, vouch for me. Isn't he like just a cool fucking dude? Like he's like a cool guy. But that's why it has that feel. They're just like younger, cool dudes, and like they're not this antiquated style like up north, like where it's a bunch of old people running the goddamn show up there, man. So yeah, I mean it adds up. It adds up and it shows in the product. But backstage, they come back, they're super happy. Scott basically is like, good job, kid. You did all right. You did all right. Even though you don't work here. But he goes, come see me on Tuesday. We'll talk about it. So they get a little bit of
shaping up.
Tuesday shaping up pretty nice. We already got a funeral and a contract signing coming up.
Maybe they'll talk some turkey.
They'll talk turkey. So yeah, Tuesday could be it. That'll be this is the turkey. Was that thing? Wait, I thought they were bologna sandwiches, Jay.
Well, that was somewhere else.
Oh, okay. How many lollipops are you up to right now, J-Bone? How you hanging over there?
I thought he was off the lollipops.
When he has these gaps and like things he says, when there's like pauses that are too long,
Mrs. J-Bone came through before the pay-per-view yesterday. And she helped me stock up a little. Yeah, so
hold back.
People take a screenshot of that, and
I'm sure Zach
I assume Dum Dums is on social media. We will even take a Dum Dum sponsorship.
Yes,
please.
Yes, please sponsor this guy.
That's not how you handle your business. Calm down. Don't do this.
Tag him. Somebody tag Dum Dums. I'm not pretty sure that J-Bone is getting hammered on their lollipops. No caffeine tonight, right, Jay? No 300 milligrams of caffeine?
No.
Okay.
No 240 milligrams of.
Ooh, baby. Adam Impact, all those guys, they go to town, man.
Dude,
they make J-Bone look like an amateur.
Alicia, did you see this? That when we exposed J-Bone for his energy drinks the other day, we had several listeners tagging him in like what they do to get through the day, and it's like they're up these lunatics around like 800 milligrams of caffeine. And
oh God,
J-Bone's a pussy. Look at what we slam all day. It's like taking photos of their cans, their fucking empty can. Like Jesus Christ.
No my ulcer's upset just thinking about it.
They're like, here you go. Yeah, Adam Impact was showing off, or somebody was showing cans of Nas and Full Throttle and all this stuff, and I was just like,
Heartburster.
Dude, I love like those Bang energy drinks. I think they actually do taste good, and like the Rain energy tastes good. But man, I swear to God, like I realized I had one on Friday. Friday. I literally feel like shit the next day now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why am I feeling all weird? It's like I wasn't like relating it or correlating it at all. I'm like, yeah, these things are fine. Like I get through, I sleep. That they don't like affect my sleep. I'm fine. Mm-hmm. But like the next day, I'm all like bummed. Like I'm just like lazy. My mind's all fucking shitty. I'm like, life sucks. And I'm like all depressing. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is it fucking energy? I was like,
yeah,
it has to be. Because like I literally woke up Saturday morning fucking like angry at the world for no reason.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like why the fuck
it was the energy drink, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that was still your heart going.
Dude,
yeah.
Those Ray energies have 300 milligrams of caffeine in them.
Yeah.
Like
that's not natural. Well, I mean,
like, what the fuck did I just
depends what you're using it for. Like if you're using it like for like working out and stuff, I get that. That makes sense. But like even I was thinking about this whole conversation on my drive back because I left after the show like 7 p.m. Central Time. So when it got to like 2 a.m. Eastern, I'm like, I had my 5-hour energy sitting there because I kind of have it just in case. Sometimes I take it almost like a placebo, like just to make sure I got the energy. But I'm like, you know what? Let's just go. Let's just keep going without it. I just let it sit there on the dashboard. Never touched it.
Good man.
Not needed.
Good man. Fell asleep with the wheel twice, but it's okay. Good man.
I was just blasting that music. That's what I was doing.
Good job. Good job. I want to know what kind of, I never really asked this. What kind of music does Bill listen to? Based on what you think, guy. I'd like to take everybody a poll in here. What does Bill listen to on his road trips? I want to say it's like fucking hardcore Cannibal Corpse, like just death metal to stay awake. But for some reason, I think it's like very, very chill. Like it's like Jim Croce and like Harry Chapin, and it's like all this like very calm folk music before he goes to wrestling shows.
I was going to say Nickelback.
No,
what I do to you, Trent? What I do to you?
But like I remember
throwing Nickelback at me.
Nickelback, take it easy, J-Bone. Jesus, I mean, God, you don't hate the guy, do you? Fuck, Jay. I mean, that guy's your friend.
Pathetic.
I thought you liked the guy. No, but I remember Mick Foley say he used to listen to Tori Amos before like every match. Remember this?
My man. And I love Tori.
He would listen to Tori because it's so like dark and peaceful because he knew like minutes later he'd just be in the most violent thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was like this, it's like a twisted thing in a way because he'd be like, it would put him in this like zone of like serenity, but because he knew like any minute he's just gonna go destroy himself. And he said every match, Tori Amos, he'd just have his headphones on and be Tori Amos, like Boys for Pele and shit, and just like
great album,
right? And like he'd just be there, just fucking in the zone, and that's it. And then just go destroy his body afterwards. Like that's so twisted and amazing. I love it.
That's so metal. I love it.
That is a good album, though. I also like. If you're a Tori, what's the album that had 1,000 Oceans on it? I love that fucking song. By the way.
Is that To Venus and Back? That's like a.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. That is such a good song. That's the song I would listen. That's the song I listened to before I'd like do something violent. Just 'cause, like,
Oh, really? It's such a sweet song.
It is, but it's like it's so beautiful that it's like I need to put myself in this place before I do something terrible to myself. Like I could totally see why Foley did what he did.
Yeah, there's some songs on there. Yeah.
So, but anyway, let's take a poll. What does Bill listen to?
Depends on the time of the trip, but go ahead.
You know what? I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this for Tuesday. I'm going to put up one of those polls on Twitter tonight or tomorrow. Tonight, what does Bill listen to on his road trips? And it's going to be like Cannibal Corpse, Tori Amos, or like 90s pop, like Ace of Base type shit.
Right?
I said Nickelback because I like Nickelback.
You would. You absolutely fucking would.
Yep.
Don't
fucking A, J-Bone. Actually, that deserves more of a.
Oh, no, 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 no.
God, that is so long.
That could be our new intro.
That should be our new intro.
I see the hate out there for Nickelback is real.
You know, I always laugh at this though. Just totally sidebar. Like Nickelback is like a punchline to like the joke. It's always like such a punchline. But like if you read up on them, they've sold 55 million records.
Huge.
And I'm like, punchline or not, if I'm Nickelback, I'm like, fuck y'all. Somebody's buying this shit. Like 55 million albums is insane.
But the same people that like say that online are the same ones that they click on the new videos the fastest and give it a like and go, "Oh yeah, man, this new Nickelback fucking rocks, man." It sounds
so
nothing
funny.
like their old shit. Sounds exactly like their old shit. Shut up.
It's so funny. I don't know.
You saw that many albums. You keep doing the old shit. Come on.
So man, I guess why wouldn't you? I guess right.
Exactly.
Why would you? All right, so then we go to so Moose and Trey. Now, Mark and I talked about this today. He said this was the only match he didn't like. I thought the match was great. I thought the way Trey won was great. But go ahead, Alicia, you're gonna say something.
I was just gonna kind of shed some light onto personally why I thought it wasn't like a great match. Like together they work really well, but I feel like the EC3 thing is being a little too drawn out. That's where I get disconnected from it, because here I am seeing that, and then it's like, oh yeah, he's supposed to be feuding with EC3, but it's been like, I get that Impact likes to do the slow burns, but sometimes it's been too long. True. And I need to see some shit go down. That's not just head games and little mind fucks. Like let's get the show on the road.
Because this has been going on since Slammiversary, right? We're on 3 months of this.
I'm not getting any younger.
We're on EC 3 months of this going on right now. So,
it's like I love it, and I get it, and I get it, and I get it. But some of these things we can't always have a slow burn on, and this is one of those things where every time I see Moose, I forget that he's feuding with EC3, and then EC3 pops in, and I'm like, oh yeah.
True. And I totally see that too, because I look at it like, because like I know they were trying to get from Slam to Bound for Glory for it. That's the idea, right? But it's like at the same time, and I've been loving the segments. Don't get me wrong, but I do think Impact's aware of it, because Scott even said, he's like, you haven't wrestled here like a month, Moose. So like even. I think they're letting us know, like, hey, we know, kind of just stick with us. We're getting to it. And even Kevin's here saying, hey, BFG's only a few weeks away. So I get it. But I thought out of all of them, this one had the most, because so Moose gets distracted. The logo hits. Trey rolls him up. He goes outside. I love how he goes in the truck. The logo hits and all that stuff. And it's like freaking him out. I thought we got the most out of this one because EC3 actually like physically took him out, stood over him, right? Which we haven't gotten any physical interaction
in a while,
since the one time, right? And it's like, okay, so it's been a bit.
Yeah, it's been a while.
There's been a couple.
Yeah, but it was like the last one was
when
a while ago, yeah.
When he DDT'd him, like after that one Tuesday after, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Reverse DDT, grabbed his ear, dropped him.
Yeah, that was it, right? So we at least got a physical encounter, and then the funeral's this Tuesday. So I think now we're finally in that stretch. So it's been trying patience, but I think it's finally coming to head now.
Come home, sweet Auntie B.
I do love the way the music, that creepy music hits, is really cool, and then the logo flashing and all that stuff. I like it. It's a neat deal. Like whoever is responsible for it, I do enjoy it. But I think we're definitely, this is a big win for Trey, though. I think the Trey just keeps breaking out, man.
Huge.
So he was a surprise guest at AEW on Thursday too. Trey showed up. He was there, team with Stephen Wolf, and who was his partner? It was Ace Perry. Ace Perry. I don't know if anybody knows Ace Perry. He's very much like a Stevie Richards type, like annoying shit heel guy against Top Flight and Gringo Loco, who I love. I don't know if anybody likes Gringo Loco. I like Gringo Loco a lot.
I like Gringo Loco.
Talk about a good bass. He was a good bass. He's
Gringo
the bass
Loco's
god.
Awesome.
It's so funny that he's just like it's so funny because the name says it, Gringo Loco, like crazy white guy, right? And I remember like when I heard his like interview, he did an interview with the Two Heels on a Face podcast, and I was like, wait, because he speaks fluent Spanish, and I was like, wait, he's not. I kept thinking he's Hispanic. I'm like, wait, he's not Hispanic. And then like I remember Basil going, dude, his name is Gringo Loco, and I was like, oh, I just thought they called him that because he's like really light skinned. He's like, no, dude, he's just a white dude who like went to train and live in Mexico forever. I was like, fucking A, never knew that, but he's awesome too. That's a dude who like could be in an X division easily. He's such a good base. So, which is what he prides himself on. Total side part here, but yeah, Trey wins. So yeah, we'll see what happens Tuesday with the funeral. I'm looking forward to that. 4-way. So this was like a 4-way tag match with a member from each of the tag teams in the BFG 4-way. So Ace Austin versus Josh versus Karl Anderson versus Alex Shelley, and all their partners on the outside. There's a cool picture Bill got. Was that from AEW, Bill?
Yeah, it's from AEW. This was created by Madman Fulton.
Oh, no shit.
He did his own little Photoshop there. So very
nice.
cool.
Nice. So they're all in on that tag team, man. They got merch for the team.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing it right there.
Yeah, that shirt is cool. That shirt is really cool.
On each
the
side.
flip card, I'll dig it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. This was a badass.
They really are all in on that team. Then
they are, man. They're all in on this tag team.
Is that Pro Wrestling Tees?
You know what? I'm not sure because I got it from him at the show, but I don't know if it's on Pro Wrestling Tees or if it's something separate or not.
Because that looks amazing.
I thought that's a Shop Impact one, isn't it? I thought it was.
I don't know. No, it could be.
I could have sworn that's one of their new ones. Maybe I'm wrong. So there's
I highly recommend it. Very cool shirt.
Oh, there's a Sammy Callihan one that kind of has the same color scheme as that's what I kept thinking. So I think it's a Pro Wrestling Tees one. So no, cool. So no, this match was cool. This was a pretty badass match. Everybody getting involved. The tag team members, the partners who were on the outside got kicked out. But that finisher by Josh Alexander to win on I think did he hit it on Alex Shelley? I think he pinned Shelley.
He pinned Shelley.
And he he broke his fucking neck, man. It was like this underhook, like pedigree spike pile driver deal. I was like, what the fuck? So result wise, I felt it kept the North strong. It was like they've had some up and downs since losing the belts, and I think nobody came out looking weak on this one. But you pinning one half of the tag champs, I think, was what kind of hurt it a little bit. Just like you don't want to look tag champs look too weak. I think they could have easily pinned one of the other guys. Like somebody else could have taken the pin on this one. Maybe Karl Anderson, because they kept playing up the fact that it was his first singles match. So it's like, yeah, if he could have eaten the pin, I think it would have been fine. But Elijah's saying, what about Carl Anderson's new music? It's hip. He had his own music, I noticed. But anyway, Jay, what did you guys think about this one when you were breaking this one down?
This one, I absolutely love that one. That shirt is not on Fulton's or Ace's pro wrestling tees, and it's also not on. They must have had those literally done for them on the road. So
brand new.
Nice. Come find them out. Or just find one of them out. I think they're probably both. I know Ace Austin's selling it himself. If you just see Ace on the show.
Shoot, yeah. I personally was hoping Ace would win because it'd be a great way for he and Fulton, because everyone else has touched gold either in the company or somewhere internationally.
Mm-hmm.
And they all bring that going into this match at Bound for Glory, with the exception of Ace and Fulton. And so I was hoping that they get the win here, and that would just like spin a whole new psychology with everyone like, oh, wow, look at these guys, because everyone's thinking, oh, we got this. We had gold over here. We just had gold, or whoever you're referencing, no problem. We got this. Ace and Fulton would have been the perfect ones to win this one and get everybody's head scratching going into this. But I can see, Josh got the win here. It still puts doubts in everyone's mind, like, oh man, it shows that the North is still as hungry as ever to get those tag team championships back. So
that's a good point. Ace winning would have done wonders, I think, here. That's a really good point, because everybody else is kind of already in a zone where they didn't really need the win.
Yeah.
Right? Ace winning here would have been like, oh shit.
They've been kind of losing.
Yeah, they've been losing. Plus, they weren't really a tag team, right? They're like, the other ones are like established teams. These guys are the newest ones. They won. It would have been like, oh wow, the new team kind of has a shot here. So that's a really good, it's a really good take, Jay. I like that. Because they've been pushing up. Like, they won the AEW tag team belts on Thursday, and they were both pushing like this is only one of next stop Bound for Glory. Like, they were really tying them in.
I'd like to see it.
I would not be against it either. I think talk about Ace, right? He's like, the kid's like the future of that company. They're so invested in him to the point where you do what you did with like AJ Styles early on. You threw a lot at him to see if he can handle it, and the kid had clearly handled it, because look where he is now. He's one of the best ever. So like, Ace could be that. Ace has that potential to be a big breakout star for them and lead the company at some point. So putting a lot on him now, it's not really necessarily a bad thing. Like, you invest in him really early. This could be it for him. This could be a great, great way to do it for them. So don't be surprised. Like, don't be surprised if it is Ace and Fulton who break out and win the tag.
Yeah. I'd like that.
Yeah, me too. Like, I think everybody's like, well, probably gonna be the Good Brothers. Probably the Good Brothers are like, it'll be one of the other more established teams. But I personally think it's gonna be. I'm gonna go with Ace and Fulton on this. I think they're on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Totally on a roll.
Triple crown by 24, Ace.
Dude, it's doable. I don't even think it's like not doable for him. He's that good, and they're that invested in him. I just see so much of AJ Styles' career trajectory in Ace. Like, he is the new generation of that for them. That young kid who just has everything out of the gate, like, just blessed with ability. And they did that. They pushed AJ to several titles within his first year, and it's like, this kid could do it too. What I did like about this match, it had the infamous, something that Impact is always known for, is the Tower of Doom spot. Mm-hmm. It had infamous Tower of Doom, like everybody, two guys getting suplexed, one guy power bombing the suplexer. Classic TNA patented move. Like, it's just something that has gone on for years, and nobody's done it as well as the TNA guys, Impact guys. So
Well, Austin and Fulton are facing the tag champs this Tuesday, so that should be interesting to see what they do there.
Yes. So I'm telling you, man, there's a lot going on with those guys. Keep your eye on them. Don't sleep on Austin and Fulton. Backstage, Dreamer approaches Myers. He's like trying to bury the hatchet. And Brian's like, nah, I don't respect you. You're a has-been. You're an old man, a wash-up. And he's like, so Dreamer's like, all right, fine. He's like, don't. He kind of grabs him. He's like, I'm not the kid anymore. I'm not a kid. You can't push me around anymore. And he says, I'll see you on Tuesday. You'll see the innovator of violence on Tuesday. So there's a lot going on Tuesday already. There's a lot of shit set up for Tuesday going on here. It's a loaded show. So
good way to go about it, though.
I think so. You're in the stretch for Bound for Glory now. Like you have to.
Got to keep it hot.
Got to keep it hot, man. You got to throw a lot at the show. So
you know what that means? Watch the co-stream with us.
That's
only on Twitch.
Good plug,
Tuesday.
Bill. Tell them where they can find it. Tell them where they can find that co-stream.
Twitch on the Total Nonstop Impact channel, starting at 8 Eastern, with myself, J-Bone, and who knows, our cavalcade of stars that may attend.
We've had some guests. We should pick a random to jump on this week. We'll see. We'll see who ends up joining this week. But yeah, twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. That'll be a good one. And then the review afterwards. We're gonna have a lot of news to talk about. J Bone's gonna be in the newsroom with his fake wrestling news. Gonna have a shit ton of stuff to talk about. And I believe there's another press pass this week too. There's a lot going on, man. Impact's like really just hot right now. So
did they announce who it is yet or no?
Not yet. I think we'll get it tomorrow. They're gonna get to find out tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see what happens Tuesday with them. All right, semi-main is the ladies for the Knockouts title. Susie and Deonna for the title match. Susie comes out with Kylie. Deonna's with Kimberly. What's up, Jay?
They so you missed a segment. Brian sees Tommy in the hallway.
No, I mentioned that.
Oh, you did. I'm sorry.
You were dazed with your lollipops, man. What are you getting into there, Jay?
I was looking at merch.
You doing all right? You doing okay there?
Find some good merch.
Yeah, you find some good merch. You know where you are?
Which one's Jay?
It's what he's thinking. It's just like what? So this was okay. So probably the best Susie match, not the best Sue Young match, probably the best Susie match ever.
You would think she knew how to wrestle from some previous life.
You would think she teased a little bit of like the Sue Young in this, not too much, a little bit was coming out. Deonna's really grown on me a lot. I think she's. Remember, like we were really not happy with her with some of her early on comments. And man, I cannot deny this chick can go, man. Like she is, a good fucking wrestler. Like no shit. The way she puts, I love that they call her double arm bar the Venus de Milo. I popped for that. I was like, that's fucking cool. And then Matt's like, what does that mean? And like Josh breaks it down. You know, it's that it's like that famous statue with no arms, or the Phoenix statue with no arms. I love that.
Well, first he called it a painting.
Yeah,
and she corrected him, said it's a statue, and then she goes on to be like, "Oh, the Venus de Milo, the famous statue with no arms, which is what she'll do to Susie, is break her arms off."
Did you guys notice how much Madison was dogging the shit out of Josh on this show, though?
Oh yeah, she does every time.
This was like way more though.
She was just because I guess it was no stop and it was extended.
Oh my god!
So I think everybody just noticed it more. But yeah, Madison, very good job on this. I know some people highlighted it earlier in the chat. Kudos to both, but Madison really showing up on this one.
She even called out his age and said something like creeping up on 40 or welcome to 40, and he was like, "Hey!"
She's like, "You're really showing your 40 there again, Josh." Like he was such a cornball, and she's like, Jesus, like you really are 40 years old. And I was like, fuck. Just like, then she was like dogging him, like how he doesn't know how to he doesn't know how to be cool in front of women, like all just sorts of shit. Like the whole show, she was on his ass, which I was popping. She had me going.
It's like everyone gets on you, Trent.
It's true. It's true. If anybody in the chat has any of her lines to call them out, definitely put them in the chat right now. But like Criticals thinks that she barbecued Josh all night, 100% barbecued him. But yeah, Alicia, any call outs on this match? Anything in particular stand out to you?
No, honestly, I thought this would be the night that we'd start seeing a little more of a Su Yung
I thought so too.
change, but I digress. I really liked how it ended with Deonna and Kimber beating the living crap out of Kylie and almost breaking Su Young's arms off. I think that's going to lead to some triggering things come Tuesday.
Tuesday setup, man. No,
Yeah,
I was feeling pity for Sue though. I was like, man, let her go. That's bad.
Well, yeah, Josh almost wrote her off TV. He's like, I don't know when we'll see her again.
Oh, did he? I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
No shit.
So maybe she won't come back as Susie. Who knows?
She plays victim very well.
Yeah.
You know, like she's
docile.
Yes. But the arm spot with the chair, that's what did it, right? Like he's like, she might have broken her arm, and I was like, fuck. But just the way she cries and like kind of like sells it, I'm like, damn, dude, I really do feel bad for her.
Right.
But no, good setup because they're all kind of staying strong here. Like you have Kimber in a really good heel spot. Deonna is like just leading the way. And then Kylie's kind of the friend who couldn't do anything. So the one little detail, like I don't know if you guys caught it, while Deonna was attacking Sue, the way like Kimber was like holding Kylie,
holding her head in place. Yeah.
Like, well, look at your friend. Look at her. You know, like, dude, Kimber has turned this shit up since getting with Deonna.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know. The way Kimber sells her moves, bro, it looks stiff as hell.
Dude, she is good. She is so fucking underrated, I think, for how good she is. Like,
they're a great team.
They are a great team, but Kimber's a special kind, man. I it's like one of those things you always kind of knew she was good. You saw her in the indies and stuff, but man, when she like really got her TV spot, I feel she got this confidence that came with it, where she like really put something that was like more polished of her character, and just she just looks strong as part of like this, like being like this henchman for Deonna. It's like it's perfect. So. I love seeing her grow with that. I think she's in a really good place.
A henchman that could grow into her own.
Yes.
Because I think she's honestly just waiting for the right time to snipe Deonna.
Because that's what they kind of alluded to, right? It's like, hey, you want to just kind of team up just to get through these people, and I'll take care of you. She's like, really? She's like, yeah, I'll take care of you. Don't worry. So I like that.
And then
idea.
Kimber's gonna take care of her.
Take her ass out. Take that belt. No, and like Mark's saying, the division's absolutely untouchable. There's nobody, no women's division is doing this caliber.
Agreed.
Along with not just talent, right, Jay? Like the storylines for these women they're intriguing. They're captivating stories. I'm hooked on the stories.
And it's how they include so many of them at one time. It's not, oh, here's our champ and here's the contender, and you don't know what the hell the rest are doing.
Yeah.
No, they're all over the place. You got ladies involved in the Johnny Bravo Rosemary wedding. You've got, and that's several knockouts. That's Havoc, Steels, Hogan, Nevaeh, Rosemary's in there raising people from the dead. So you got a ton of them tuned into that one. You got the champ. You got the comeback of Tenille. You know, the ladies are all over the place doing stuff, getting highlighted. It's tremendous. I can't think of one off the top of my head that isn't getting featured. Oh wait, no, they let her go. Never mind. All right.
Yikes. Shots fired, I guess. I don't know if that deserves a gunshot, but I'll just go with a
oh, howdy ho, brother.
Appropriate. Some shots fired in training, brother.
That's gonna, the howdy ho brother is gonna be my go-to, and I just don't know what to say to J-Bone. Just
oh, howdy ho, brother.
All right, so main event. We're on the main here now. Eddie and Eric Young. Holy shit, man! This was like 30 minutes, and they beat the fuck out of each other for 30 minutes. And Mark and I are going back and forth today when I was watching this, and he's like, "How the fuck this Eric Young. Like, obviously, I'm glad he's back home. But it's like, how the fuck does a company not know what to do with a guy like Eric Young? What a incredible fucking performer. Not just wrestler, right? Like, the dude is like, I'm legit thinking he's a psychopath half the time.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, he's just got those eyes. You're like, dude, I think he's fucking nuts. Right? And he's
crazy eyes.
Crazy eyes. He starts bleeding at one point. I couldn't tell the spot, though. Could you guys see the spot? Like, was it the dive that
was
cut
early.
him? Early, right? Like, first 5 minutes, he got cut real bad.
Yeah.
And he was bleeding, like, constantly. But, man, the way he worked Eddie's knee the whole match, brilliant. Just a brilliant, like, story. Just taking the knee out. It was fantastic. And then, to me, the highlight was that pile driver he gave Eddie, where he like ripped Eddie's shoe off at one point, or it fell off because he tried to yank his leg. But then he gets Eddie into a pile driver, and then he folds the knee over while keeping him up, folds the leg, and then spikes him, adding more like torque to the knee as it's bent. I'm like, who the fuck thinks of this?
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was the craziest pile driver. So he retained, though, at the end. It was just, I personally, guys, I don't know about you guys, but the story told in this was worth, like, I would have paid for a pay-per-view of this show. It was that good. Like, this was such a perfect cap at the end. So let me go this way. Bill, let me start with you on this one. Just thoughts on this or any feedback?
Yeah, like this, I'm glad they gave it the time they did. And you're 100% right on, like, Eric Young. I've said it before. Impact, TNA at the time, they knew what Eric Young was. They knew how valuable of a roster member he was, that they could use him in any way, and he was going to always hit it out of the park, which he does. But I think it's one of those things, a bias from that other company up north, that since he wasn't one of their guys, they just didn't give him the ball to run with. And that's all on them, because we've seen that happen in the past. If somebody is established at another company, they might not be willing to give them that chance, especially if they really weren't involved with them through any part of their career. Sometimes if they were there and left and came back, they're willing to give it a chance in some way, that figure they can make it really get bigger. But this was one where he reached every height there was in the company before. But they couldn't utilize it, but it's to Impact's gain for sure, because he's one of the tops here. And Eddie's a perfect foil to work with here. It's going to be interesting to see. Like, we know Eddie's getting involved. We don't know exactly how with Ken and Sammy. We don't know how that's going to work with Sammy. But this, along with the Rich Swann, and we got to see Rich at the end here. Yeah. It's real interesting. We've been seeing this build up for Rich pre-injury. I think we all think he probably would have already been world champion by now. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, because you saw that build for Rich, which is just showing you that main event with Eddie and EY and Rich Swann. It's strong. Like maybe some people have left or they lost some people, but then even with Moose, EC3, that main event scene, I think, is going to be huge going forward through the end of the year and in the next year.
No, it's definitely heavy. But Jay, I personally think that right now you have the way they put Rich out at the end. They secured him into a place where it's like, all right, this dude, okay, this is legit, real deal. He's a contender. He's gonna go ahead against Eddie, and he looked good snapping. And I don't know. Okay, and Alicia, you might have caught this. I'm gonna assume you're a fan of the Crow.
Yes.
So, did you catch EY at the end when Rich comes out and beats him out? And EY's calling up the ramp. He's like, "You're not real. You don't exist."
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, there ain't no coming back. And I was like, this is a fucking Crow line. That's totally from the Crow. I totally got that. There ain't no coming back. I was like, dude, it's
T-Bird, bro.
T-Bird. Totally a T-Bird line. Fire it up. I was like, he's gonna start swallowing bullets any second. It was 100. Like when he's like, I swear to God, I heard him go, "There ain't no coming back," and I was like, "Dude, you fucking watch the Crow this weekend. Do not bullshit me right now."
Yeah,
but no, I loved it. It was so good. No, I think Rich looks great. Seriously, the fact that Rich is moving the way he does still blows my mind. Like after that reconstructive surgery is awesome. But the finish was great. Like the pile driver, the missed Boston knee party, and then the ankle lock taps out Eddie. The fact Eddie tapped to an ankle lock and it's going into a feud with Shamrock. I am imagining there's a tie-in here. Because like Sam, you could totally see Sammy exploiting that shit, right? Like he said, "Well, you just tapped to an ankle lock to Eddie to Eric Young. What makes you think you're going to safe against the master of the ankle lock here, Ken Shamrock?"
You know who else used to use an ankle lock a lot to finish his matches?
Come on,
you know where I'm going with that.
Don't tell me about this. Do not tell me. Where are you going with it? Where are you going with it?
Former tag partner Davey Richards was known for the ankle lock.
Oh,
as well.
I thought you were about to say Kurt Angle or something.
Well, Kurt Angle, obviously. Well, but Davey is a big ankle lock guy.
Davey was an ankle lock guy. But Davey has to show up, and I don't know if he's going to show up.
Shots fired by Trent up there?
No, I mean, like, I mean, in the general sense, I just think, like, I don't know if I think he's done, man. Like, I'm friends with
I agree. I think the same thing, but people come back for short programs all the time.
There ain't no coming back, man. There ain't no coming back. But I don't know, like Davey's really into his like kid and his medical stuff that he does now. I don't think wrestling's on the agenda at all, dude. I think he's just not even for like a small run. I think he's just done.
I just don't see Sammy being just a manager though, and who's going to be that pairing with Eddie in this feud.
I think with the Ken Shamrock thing, they're just coasting him to get him to the
Bound for Glory
Hall of Fame.
And Sammy just takes over and the feud reignites with Eddie.
Yeah, good point, Alicia. That's right. Like Sammy gets involved. They coast Shamrock to the Hall of Fame. He gets in, and then you just blend it because they hinted at that too, right? Like you have history with Eddie Edwards, so they just kind of blend it right back to that. Those two got chemistry.
Yeah,
one of the best Impact feuds ever. So just reignite that whole thing and just go from there. I totally viable, totally viable. So all right, well, yeah, but that was it, guys. That's Victory Road 2020. Definitely ended up being a little longer episode tonight because of that, but I felt it was, and I know Jay did the in-depth yesterday, so if you guys want to definitely check out his and Mark's take, this was a quicker little overview of the whole thing, but a show worth mentioning for sure. For sure was that good. But guys, here, I'm going to put this up here. 2 more follows for Smash This Podcast on Twitch. Please go give him a follow right now. One more. Are we down to one more? 2 more.
Is it down to...
Well, anybody, if you're on Twitch right now, go follow Jay on Smash and get him to that affiliate level. Jay, you can start
trying to get to affiliate.
Get the man paid. He's got more fucking lollipops to buy, guys. Come on, help the guy out. But that was it. So Hakeem, we're gonna mention the TV deal news on Tuesday on the Tuesday show. Well, in the news, we got a lot of news to talk about Tuesday. I'm sure there'll be more accumulated by then, so we can talk about it on here. So but yeah, that was it, guys. So they did mention they're gonna do the old pay-per-view names as specials.
Yes.
Every month now, right? Like
Final Resolution.
Yeah, Turning Point, Final Resolution. So that's cool as shit.
I'm here for it.
Honestly, the explosion this week kind of harkened back to the one night only era, the monthly one night onlys. And that's when they were using that was Victory Road 2014 was a one night only. So they were kind of doing this in the past as well. So I'm glad they're bringing it back. So maybe we'll have a Genesis again. We'll have all these things again.
Nice.
Yeah, use all those again, man. They're all names that they have. You know what reminds me of though, Alicia? You were a WCW fan. The Clash of Champions.
Yes.
This totally reminds me of the old Clash of Champions. And like the super card kind of in the middle of between pay-per-views, and it was like a little TV special deal. I think it's cool. And it was cool they tried it on Impact Plus, make it a little special thing on Impact Plus, get people to buy it.
Yeah. Anything to put eyes on Impact Plus is a bonus.
Yeah, this is what people want. They want like exclusive events to Impact Plus. So this is it. So
have they put full episodes of Wrestle House on it?
Not yet. That's what blows my mind. I'm just shocked.
It's so worth it.
So worth. Kevin Martin, if you're still in here, could you please do that? There's something to tell somebody.
I gotta rewatch it. It was so good.
And super cut it into a full show, right? Like the 5-minute segment or whatever. Just make them one continuous episode, maybe 3 at a time or whatever. But if you guys can super cut that and put that on Plus, I would really, really appreciate that too. So, but yeah, that was it, guys. That's the show. That's Victory Road 2020. Any final thoughts? Anything else to add? Did I miss anything? Anything, Bill? Any other? You want to give your schedule for the week? People can find you. Take an 8x10 with you and shit.
There will be
Kevin's
another road trip next week because I'll be heading back out.
Kevin.
Same direction for the collective starting Friday of next week.
Oh yeah,
you're coming back to the Midwest. Look at this guy.
Back to the Midwest, part 2.
Why don't you just stay at my place for a week and just work from here, man? You could have done that. That's a lot of driving, man. Holy shit. Indianapolis.
Wow. Indianapolis.
One popular thing in Indianapolis is duck pin bowling. Have you ever been duck pin bowling? It's the most Midwestern fucking thing.
I have never been duck pin bowling, but you never know.
Is that the really thin pins?
The really thin pins, and it's almost like a skee ball type of. It's a little bigger than a skee ball, but kind of midway between a skee ball and a bowling ball.
Yep,
done this?
I know what that is.
Yeah. So Bill, it's like these little mini alleys, bowling alleys, but they're it's like this little handheld kind of skee ballish bowling ball, and you just fucking nail it down these bowling alley things. But duck pin bowling, it's a very that doesn't get more Midwestern than that, but it's a very Indianapolis thing. So if you're kill some time, it's right downtown Indianapolis. We'll go check that out. Definitely participate in that. But if you are, definitely drive safe. If anybody's going to the collective, go say hello to Bill. Go. He'll have 8x10s. He'll take photos with you for $5. Sign some autographs. He'll sign
have a mimosa for me at the big gay brunch.
There you go.
Are you going to that?
Oh yeah. Every show that's out there, I'll be at. So
it's 3 shows, or how many is it? What's the deal?
It's 12 shows, 4 a day for 3 days.
Are you going the whole thing? You're doing the whole thing?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's a lot.
And I'm gonna touch base with Daniel. I'm thinking because I was going to be checking out of the hotel Monday. Going back to OVW again on Tuesday.
You
I'm practically there already.
I mean, you are there. At that point, you're there. I don't even know what's to hide at that point. You're there already. It's on your way back. Why not?
But then I got to get back for some deathmatch wrestling by the end of the next week. So.
Yes.
Well, cool. I'm going to be in you guys' neck of the woods starting that weekend. So while you're out here, I'll be in the Jersey and New York area. Yep, we're crossing for sure. So, but I'll be flying out. My first flight since all this shit happened. So we'll see how that goes. Should be fine though, I guess. My
nothing stressful.
No, my sister just flew out here. She just went back yesterday, but she flew out here and she was like, well, I was like, was it weird flying during all this? She goes, I'm like, was it all spaced out? She's like, no, I was elbow to elbow with people. She's like, what's spaced out? Everybody's has to wear a mask. And I'm like, oh, fuck it. So nobody cares anymore, I guess. The fucking airlines don't even care anymore. So whatever. But
a lot of people don't.
Yeah, I guess so. It is what it is. But yeah, the card looks good for the collective, Bill. So enjoy that. But
yeah, a lot of Impact stars, including Rohit. So Kylie, a lot of the names they're going to get a nice push. Yeah, Josh Alexander. I think Jake's on there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of talent. Obviously, Ethan Page will be on there. The only Deonna was the one that was on there. She pulled out for. I understand the keep make sure to stay healthy for Bound for Glory, but still a lot of talent on the show. So
3 short weeks, folks.
And then I know the Bloodsport show is on this. That's one of the popular. That's one I always wanted to see. That Josh Barnett's Bloodsport.
Yeah.
That should be good. That looks like a good one. That's
no ropes.
No rope, like shoot works. So that should be interesting. But man, if you guys can order it on Fight, I think they had a whole package for it. So, but yeah, go say hi to Bill. But yeah, guys, let's get and wrap it up. Let's get our plugs in here. Jay, where can they find you? Other reviews, and then your in-depth review of Victory Road.
You can find me over on that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast, where we're smashing all things wrestling. If you go to the Smash This Podcast Twitch, you can find my in-depth review with Mark or Taya's World Order on Twitter. We ran down last night's Victory Road. That's a horrible pun. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have used that.
My God. Poor guy.
It ain't no secret. I need a job.
Poor guy. Go ahead. I need a job.
I need something after that. My goodness. But yeah, one more follow, folks. Just need one more follow. I'm up to 49. I need one to get to 50.
Give him a follow.
And then for those who are only on YouTube, which is fine, it's either way, I will be putting the review up on YouTube within the next few days, probably right before Tuesday night. And then that's also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The Twitter box. You can find me.
I was going to say, don't say the Twitter box. I knew he was going to fucking put that Twitter box. You and your Twitter box. I got your fucking you.
That son of a bitch.
That Twitter box is getting huge.
Jesus.
Me on the Twitter, you find me right here, Jaybone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150.
Very nice. Bill, where can people keep up with your adventures? Hopefully you have some pictures to post from this week.
I do, yeah. I'll probably be getting the ones because pretty much halfway I just ran out of gas to do much more social media. So I will I'll throw them up probably tomorrow. So you can follow me. Obviously, I'm on Twitter and Instagram, same thing, at my name, at William M. Gardner, GARDNER, and you'll be seeing some of the pictures from this past weekend.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Alicia, where can people connect with you?
You can find me on the Twitter and the Instagram under the handle Alicia B. Cakey, all one word.
Very nice. You guys can get me at Trentzuberry on Twitter. I actually hit 1,000 followers, and somebody unfollowed me this morning, so I dropped to 999.
No!
Whoever the fuck unfollowed me, fuck off, I guess. I don't care.
It's a big old cunt.
Big old cunt. That's a big old cunt right there. That's a big old fat cunt.
Woo! 10-4.
10-4. That's a big old fat ass cunt right there. Fuck it. All right, you guys get the show at We Talk Impact on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just look up Total Nonstop Impact, and our account comes right up. Audio, you can get Total Nonstop Impact on Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon's podcast app, which I confirmed, thanks to referee Nate, I confirmed that Alexa will play. If you say, Alexa, play Total Nonstop Impact, she will play our podcast. So that's pretty nice.
Sexy.
Yes,
Alexa.
So if you have an Alexa, tell her you want to play us. But yeah, we're on there as well. Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. That is we love Twitch. We love all the Twitch followers. We love the amount of subs, everything, guys. We have another emote spot to put in. So let's get the vote in by this week and finalize that, who we want it to be. So let's decide. Let's say Tuesday. Let's make a decision on that. So everybody get your votes in. Tweet us at We Talk Impact. Let us know who you want it to be, and we'll decide on it as a team and figure out what we want it to be. And then ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. That's going to be for all your T-shirts. J-Bone's rocking one of them right now. Jay, you want to show it off real quick? Look at that. Look at that. He stole it from Mrs. J-Bone. The cast, the character shirt is up right now. There's a couple other ones, guys.
Total heel move.
Stole from his wife. But I think I answered. So Tuesday night, guys, don't forget, watch along at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. That's the watch on Impact on Twitch. Then we go right to the post-show review. I think we'll decide on it. Look for keep posted to our info. We might start it a little bit later at the request of Impact. So because they want people to watch Aftershock, so they like our show a lot. Maybe with us. Maybe. So, but they do want people to watch Aftershock. They're like, hey, they reached out and they're like, we don't want to take away from your hype, but we don't want to also take away from Aftershock's hype. what can we do? So can we meet? Can we agree on a deal? So we might start that half hour later, but we've been doing really better about doing shows under 2 hours. So I think it all works out. So like there's a half hour break in between. So we'll talk about it as a team and we'll confirm with you guys so you guys have enough time during Impact's airing on Tuesday. Thursday is the throwback show. We're going to do episode number 45 this coming week. And then next Sunday, guys, so a real heads up, I'm going to be out of town in New York. I'm going to leave it to you guys to run it. I'll probably pop in with the phone for a little bit and say what's up. But Jay, if you can kind of handle setting it all up for next Sunday, the open forum and everything, I'll pop in, but you guys can talk all the shit you want. So I'll be.
The inmates are running the asylum.
Absolutely, the inmates are running the asylum. So that's next week. Is all you.
And I might be calling in as well because there may be a show going on still at the collective.
Yeah. Oh, so it's
yeah. This is horrible.
And then the scumbag might pop on and ruin everything anyway. So whatever.
But I'll be able to get right to the hotel. So if I may miss the beginning, I'll probably check in live from the show. So
fair enough.
I'll be there in some capacity.
I'll probably pop into some capacity, so we'll see how it goes, guys. But it's up to you guys. Alicia, definitely keep an eye on this fucking lunatic to your left for sure.
Got him.
Yeah, for sure. Please. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We'll talk to you on Tuesday. Have a great week. Thank you everybody for joining tonight. Victory Road 2020, awesome show. Thank you, Impact Wrestling. We'll talk to you guys on the main show Tuesday night. Have a good night, everybody.
Find me the name of this garbage show again that I'm on.
Total nonstop impact.
My name's John, capital letter E, period, Bravo, and you're listening to the Total Nonstop Impact Podcast.
This is the jaw-jacking Tuesday Night Impact, and his mother called him son because he shines like one. Mocha Skin Manimal, Rohit Raju, and you are watching Total Nonstop Impact.
This is Taya La Güera Loca, and you are listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
We are the Rascalz, and you are listening to Total
Nonstop
Impact Podcast, baby.
Woo! And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah.